Hello, ladies and gentlemen, 'tis I, Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi-Voice. I have many voices, but one opinion. And it was pretty interesting about all the public domain characters that the Mockbuster people all of a sudden makes a crappy movie about it just to cash in the big blockbuster ones. But after that, oh, and a little update. I finally got my Google thing going, so now the storage is gone. They're not demanding any money from me, so that's a good thing. And the movie I'm going to be talking about today is going to be a sort of a almost to a futuristic crime comedy. And the movie what I'm going to be talking about is none other than Jackpot, aka Grand Death Lotto. That's weird. Grand Death Lotto? Sounds like Grand Theft Auto. Which I never liked that game. I don't like playing a thug in those video games. That's why I hardly play Grand Theft Auto, because I didn't want to play a rapper or a thug. But anyway, what's it all about is that California made a brand new law saying that whoever wins the Grand Death Lotto would inherit about $6 billion. But here's the catch: the person who wins the lottery have to stay alive for only 24 hours in order for them to win the money. But if somebody kills you, they'll get the money. And guns are not allowed, so they're not allowed to use guns. And that's been going on for a long time. And even there is this character who goes by the name of the Rugged Man, played by Sean Williams Scott. He becomes a winner, and he's fighting, and, fighting everybody to keep himself alive, until he come across an old Filipino grandmother who's taking care of her little grandchild. And all of a sudden, that Filipino grandmother killed him. And now, she wins the money. And of course, it plays that song, money, 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 money. And of course, out comes Johnny Grand, played by Maury Hill, shows up with a giant check. So now, years later, in the year 2030, that's close to our year. Since it's 2024, gonna be 2025 soon. But anyway, out comes Katie Kim, played by the lovely and very attractive, I do say, Awkwafina. She shows up in California, and she didn't even know what was going on, because she spent her entire life taking care of her mother, her sick mother. In her past, she used to do spaghetti roll commercials as a kid, but she quit the acting life because of her grandmother getting really sick and her father running away. So now, after her mother died, she decided to go back to California and try to be an actress. And also try to become an actress by doing an audition. And one thing I do gotta say was pretty funny. When she walked into that audition room, there were tons of beautiful blonde women, and she said, "Great, they're rebooting Barbie." That pretty much put it in your head. Every time when there's a blonde actress auditioning for the role, you pretty much bet they're rebooting Barbie. And while she was about ready to audition, she had one of these lottery cards, and she put her thumbprint on it, and her picture was taken. And now they said that she had won $6 billion. And while she all of a sudden get the news saying that she won about $6 billion. All of a sudden, everybody showed up and they started trying to attack her, trying to kill her. Does that kind of remind you of The Purge? God, I hate The Purge. Purge sucks. Because I don't want to live in the future where it's like The Purge, where they say it's legal to kill somebody at a certain time. That's bullshit. But anyway, out comes Noel, played by John Cena! You can't see me, my time is now! You can't see me, my time is now! It's a franchise and I'm starting now. You can't see me, my time is now. I'm sorry, every time when there's a John Cena in this, I gotta sing his theme song. Anyway, John Cena's character named Noel, he's supposed to play a freelance bodyguard. And that is, anytime when there's somebody who wins a lot of money, it's his job to protect them. And also get 5% for saving their life. So when he showed up and saved Kim, he had her take his phone and scroll through this for a contract, sign her name, thumbprint on it, and then he is hired. And it's pretty funny. I mean, there was a lot of yoga women and kung and karate students around, and I couldn't get over when he grabbed one of the black belts, tied himself and her around, and grabbed another black belt. He starts whipping them one by one, and also whipped that yoga woman right in her. Ooh, I don't want to say, but that's got to be painful. Ooh. And of course, he has his own car, and it's voice activated, so he says, driver door open, and it's open. Trunk open. And of course, he always kept telling her to put on a helmet because this is going to be a bumpy ride, but she didn't. But she wanted to know what the hell is happening. And that's when he told her. She won about $6 billion. And the only way she can get the money is she can stay alive until sundown for 24 hours. And if she cannot stay alive, people will kill her and get the money. And she said, that's murder. And he said, nope, not in California. It's her chance of the big league. So now she's trying to fight for her life and him helping her. And she also had a roommate who is a total bitch. And she's trying to kill her along with her boyfriend. And only the security guard, he recognized her from the spaghetti squares, and he decided to help her, trying to hide her. And I couldn't get over the conversation between the security guard, who's a security guard in the wax museum, but some of their wax figures look nothing like the celebrities. And he said, I stayed up all night seeing you two having sex on the Tin Man. That was a Tin Man? I thought it was RoboCop. What the... Oh, gosh, man. And, of course, Noel, he also says that when you knock people out, you make sure they lay on their sides. Don't want them to lay on their back and accidentally swallow their tongue. Common courtesy. Even though they're trying to kill you, but common courtesy to be a little nice. And of course, one thing she did that she did in front of John Cena, she threw dirt in his face and punched him in the nose, and now his nose is crooked. And when he crooked it back, he was like, "Oh, damn! Shit in my sneakers!" But now his nose is good. And a bunch of cops showed up, but it turns out the cops are no help because they want to get the money too. Gee, in California, you win the lottery and you can't depend on the cops? What the hell? Jeez. And she needs to find some place where they have a panic room. And there's got to be a celebrity nearby who has a panic room. And all of a sudden they come across Machine Gun Kelly. I guess he must be some kind of rapper or something, played by Coulson Baker. And now they're in the panic room, and they even knock out Machine Gun Kelly with John Cena's gun, which pretty much shoots wasp venom that causes paralysis and knocks people out. That's the only kind of gun he uses, because he cannot use real weapons. The only thing that's similar to a gun that you can use is one of those guns that shoot wasp pellets, or one of those nail guns that people use to knock out the cow while you're in the slaughterhouse. You know, it just shoots a nail right on your head. That's it. But since her landlady, she tries to get the code to get to the panic room, and he had no choice, so he called help for somebody that he knows. So he called Louis Loss, played by Simu Liu. And he always keeps going on with his, him being Korean, her being Asian, and he thought that she was protected by her ancestors. I mean, using that whole Korean heritage thing, which is kind of silly. I mean, I do believe in, ancestry and such, but I don't even know about my ancestors. Although I do have a sneaky suspicion I might be related to the Brothers Grimm, because my last name is Grimm and I'm really good at telling stories. But anyway, turns out that Lewis was a double cross. He wanted to kill Kim so he can get the money for his business, which that's not right. And that's why he's not on good term with Noel, because Noel has a feeling that he's kind of crooked, and it turns out that he was responsible for the death of a bunch of people because he wanted their pot of gold, and even left John Cena for dead. And of course, Kim used a disguise, made herself look like an old man, and they tried to sneak her out, but it turns out that this was an ambush. So she finally escaped from them and drive out of here. But they held Noel hostage and tell her to come back, or you don't want to be responsible for the death of Noel. So she had no other choice but to come back. And she did a little bit of acting, because after all, at least she learned some acting skills. Sucker. And now she has like 24 hours. Now she has 6 minutes left. She's fighting her way and even trying to get away from Lewis, but Lewis showed up. And she carried this little Oscar keychain, says you're a winner. It's something that she got from her mother before she died. It's like a good luck charm for her. So she did a little bit of a trickery. Since Lewis had like those grenades in his coat pocket, she pulled one of his pins and she said, "Is that a grenade in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?" And then he exploded. And then the countdown came. 3, 2, 1, bam. And it turns out now she has fans who there's people who become fans with her because she lasted a whole lot longer than other people. So they're helping her survive. And when she fell off, a bunch of the fans hold up a sheet and saved her. So now she won the $6 billion. And of course, out comes Johnny Grant again, telling, "What are you going to do with your money?" And she said, "Give me the F out of LA." And of course, she also promised 5% to Noel, but she wants like $6 billion, so it'll be more like 50%. So now, what Kim and Noel done, they start opening funds. Opening school for the cripple kids. Kids who are abandoned, and even a karate class, and even John Cena was opening a Ninja Turtle pizza restaurant, but Sadly, he got sued for copy infringement. So now he's out of business. And they bought a big ass yacht. Oh, jeez. Wow. And that is Jackpot for you. Now, there's one thing I gotta say. I guess, speaking of Ninja Turtles, I've been noticing one thing. When I watched a trailer of Jackpot, it got my attention. It played Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero. Now, that is my favorite song. That's my go-to song. It's my Eye of the Tiger. Every time I hear that song, I want to be the hero, ready to do some good, ready to protect someone. But throughout the whole movie, they keep playing Partners in Crime Turtle Power. And I guess they couldn't have any rights for any of the Ninja Turtle theme songs, so they took Turtle Power from Partners in Crime, which I do have a huge problem with that song. The song is pretty catchy, but there's a little snag. Do you think the Partners in Crime were fans of the Ninja Turtle when they wrote the song? No. Because I remember in the song, it goes like this, Here come the Turtles, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello. Make up the team with one other fella, Raphael. He's the leader of the group. Wait, what? No. Raphael's not the leader of the group. Every Ninja Turtle fan knows it's Leonardo. They should have renewed that song and changed it so he can get it right. Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello make up the team with one Raphael Leonardo. He's the leader of the group. Now that's better. Somebody should change that song to get it right. But that's my fanboy gripe about that song, Turtle Power. But still, I think it should play Bonnie Tyler's Holding Out for a Hero. Late at night, I toss and I turn and I dream of what I need. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero to the morning light. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fast and he's gotta be fresh for the fight. I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero to the morning light. He's gotta be strong and he's gotta be fresh and he's gotta be larger than life. Larger than life. Ooh. I'm sorry. I like the song so much because it would have been my theme song. Like when I'm ready to do some good, ready to be heroic, I would have lived my entire life playing that song every single day. But this is my review of Jackpot, so aka Grand Theft Lotto. So if any of you seem to like this review, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. And, I have a lot of graphic novels, but I never didn't do any reviews on them, so I decided to review one just for the hell of it. I'm going to be talking about a space hero from the DC universe. And no, I'm not talking about Superman. I'm talking about Adam Strange. Who's Adam Strange? Well, you better stay tuned and I'll explain to you who Adam Strange is. But anyway, I'm the multi-voice reviewer. I remember so I can jog your memory.